Caitríona Balfe breaks her silence on Outlander's intimate scenes, and Sam Heughan's memories make fans see Claire and Jamie differently. For more than a decade, Outlander fans have been captivated by the extraordinary chemistry between Caitríona Balfe and Sam Heughan. As Claire and Jamie Fraser, the two actors transformed a complicated love story into one of television's most unforgettable romances. Their intimate scenes became an important part of the series, but behind the beautiful images viewers saw on screen was a far more complicated reality. Now, Caitríona Balfe's reflections on the early years of Outlander are putting those famous scenes in a new light. One phrase in particular has captured attention: "We needed protection." The comment has renewed interest in how intimate scenes were handled when Outlander * first premiered in 2014, and Sam Heughan has also spoken about the challenges of those early seasons. Together, their reflections offer a rare glimpse into an era when the procedures now considered standard on television were still developing. When Outlander first began, the rules were different. When Outlander debuted, intimate scenes were already central to Claire and Jamie's relationship. Their physical connection wasn't simply added for dramatic effect. It was woven into the couple's romance, marriage, conflict, reconciliation, and emotional journey. But for the actors portraying them, those scenes required much more than chemistry. Balfe has reflected on how nervous she, Heughan, and other performers were about the amount of intimate material the series might require. At the time, intimacy coordinators were not yet a standard presence on productions in the way they are today. That meant actors often had to navigate complicated situations with fewer formal safeguards. And as Outlander grew into a global phenomenon, expectations surrounding Claire and Jamie grew with it. Fans wanted to see more of the couple. The production demanded increasingly emotional performances. And Balfe and Heughan had to repeatedly recreate moments of vulnerability in front of cameras and a large production crew. What does "we needed protection" really mean? The most important part of this conversation is not simply what viewers saw on screen. It is what happened before the cameras rolled. An intimate scene requires actors to understand exactly what they are being asked to do. Boundaries, choreography, camera angles, physical contact, costumes, and what will ultimately appear on screen all have to be carefully considered. That is where intimacy coordinators have transformed modern filmmaking. Their role is to help performers and production teams establish boundaries, communicate expectations, and choreograph intimate scenes professionally. For actors who began working before these procedures became widespread, the difference can be significant. Balfe's reflections highlight how much the industry has changed since Outlander first arrived on television. Sam Heughan has also remembered the early challenges. Balfe's comments are particularly notable because Sam Heughan has also discussed the evolution of intimate scene practices. According to the material discussed in the original account, Heughan recalled that Outlander initially did not have an intimacy coordinator and that performers were often left to navigate difficult situations themselves. He has described negotiating nudity during those early years as uncomfortable and challenging. Importantly, these reflections do not mean that every intimate scene on Outlander was problematic or that every cast member experienced the same thing. Instead, they reveal how dramatically production standards have evolved over the past decade. The entertainment industry has become much more focused on consent, communication, boundaries, and performer protection. What fans never see behind the camera. One reason Outlander's intimate scenes could appear effortless is because Balfe and Heughan became extraordinarily skilled at creating emotional realism. But what audiences see is only the finished product. Behind the scenes, An intimate sequence may involve multiple camera angles, lighting adjustments, costume changes, choreography, repeated takes, and long hours on set. The actors are not alone in a romantic world. Around them are directors, cinematographers, camera operators, makeup artists, costume departments, assistants, and other members of the production team. The emotional intensity also adds another layer. Claire and Jamie's relationship is the heart of Outlander. Their intimate moments are often connected to love, loss, reconciliation, conflict, or vulnerability. Balfe and Ewan therefore had to maintain emotional authenticity while also dealing with the practical demands of television production. Trust matters, but so do boundaries. Over 8 seasons, Balfe and Ewan developed an extraordinary professional partnership. Their chemistry became one of the defining elements of Outlander, and both actors have spoken about the trust and professional friendship that developed between them. But trust between two performers does not replace professional safeguards. That may be one of the most important lessons from their reflections. An intimacy coordinator is not there because actors do not trust each other. The purpose is to create a clear professional framework so performers can understand their boundaries without having to rely solely on personal relationships. For scenes involving nudity or physical vulnerability, that additional layer of protection can be especially important. The industry has changed. The evolution of intimate scene practices is part of a much larger transformation in Hollywood. Stunt sequences now involve detailed safety procedures. Scenes involving dangerous effects require trained specialists. And intimate scenes are increasingly being treated with the same level of preparation and professionalism. The goal is not to eliminate intimacy from storytelling. It is to make sure powerful storytelling does not come at the expense of the people creating it. That distinction is especially meaningful for Outlander, a series that tackled not only romance and sexuality but also violence, trauma, and abuse. Ewan has previously spoken about the emotional difficulty of portraying Jamie's traumatic storyline, demonstrating just how demanding the series could be for its performers. Looking back at Claire and Jamie. For longtime fans, Balfe and Ewan's reflections may change the way some of the show's most memorable scenes are viewed. What appears effortless on television can involve extraordinary preparation behind the scenes. The chemistry between Claire and Jamie was not created by one romantic scene. It was built over years of collaboration, trust, emotional performance, and hard work. And perhaps that is what makes their partnership so memorable. The audience saw Claire and Jamie. Behind the scenes were Caitríona and Sam, 2 actors learning, adapting, and growing alongside the production itself. From Outlander to a new chapter in Glasgow. While the original Outlander * journey has now reached its conclusion, Sam Heughan's story with fans continues far beyond the television screen. In July 2026, the actor brought his My Peak Challenge community together in Glasgow for a celebration centered on fitness, friendship, community, and charitable giving. The 2-day gathering on July 23 and 24 featured team-based challenges, coach-led movement sessions, a private viewing of the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games opening ceremony, a Commonwealth Games event, and a gala dinner. And the photographs from the event revealed a very different side of the actor. There was no Jamie Fraser costume. No movie premiere. No traditional red carpet. Instead, Ewan was seen participating alongside members of the My Peak Challenge community. Sam Heughan steps into the challenge. One of the most memorable images showed Ewan taking part in an inflatable race alongside another participant. Rather than standing on the sidelines as a celebrity guest, he was right in the middle of the action. Another image showed him posing with a young participant wearing a Team Mooney bib, surrounded by supporters and volunteers. Those moments perfectly capture the philosophy behind my peak challenge: participation, connection, and giving back. For fans accustomed to seeing Ewan as Jamie Fraser, the event offered a reminder that his public life extends well beyond acting. My Peak Challenge meets Glasgow 2026. Founded by Ewan in 2015, My Peak Challenge developed into a global community focused on fitness, healthy habits, personal challenges, and charitable giving. Members are known as Peakers. In 2026, the connection between My Peak Challenge and Glasgow became even more significant. My Peak Challenge was selected as the official wellness challenge provider for Glasgow 2026, creating a natural link between Ewan's fitness initiative and the Commonwealth Games' emphasis on participation, physical activity, and community well-being. The 2026 gala was designed around that philosophy. The Peaker Games emphasized teamwork rather than simply competition, encouraging participants to take part, support one another, and enjoy the experience together. And once again, Ewan wasn't simply watching. He was participating. A celebrity appearance with a bigger purpose. The Glasgow gathering also connected to a broader charitable mission. For 2026, the Commonwealth Sport Foundation became My Peak Challenge's dedicated charity partner, linking the organization's focus on wellness and community with the wider social impact of sport. According to the material provided, My Peak Challenge says it has raised nearly $7 million for charitable causes since its creation, with 50% of net membership fees donated directly to charity partners. That makes the Glasgow event more than a celebration. It represents the meeting point of fitness, community, sport, and philanthropy. A full-circle moment for Sam Ewan. There is also something particularly symbolic about Ewan's connection to Glasgow 2026. When Glasgow last hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2014, Outlander was just beginning. More than a decade later, the Games returned to the city at a moment when the original series had completed its television journey. Ewan was no longer simply an emerging Scottish actor. He had become the founder of a global community, a charity advocate, and an ambassador connected to one of Scotland's biggest international sporting events. In many ways, it is a remarkable full-circle moment. From Jamie Fraser to My Peak Challenge. From a rising actor on a new television series to an international figure using his platform to encourage fitness and charitable giving. And from the intimate world of Claire and Jamie to a Glasgow crowd united by movement, friendship, and community. The legacy behind the screen. Caitríona Balfe's reflections remind fans that the most memorable television moments are created by real people working under demanding circumstances. Sam Ewan's journey with My Peak Challenge offers a very different example of how an actor can use that public platform beyond the screen. Both stories point to the same idea. What audiences see is only part of the story. Behind the chemistry, there is preparation. Behind the performances, there is trust. And behind the celebrity image, there can be years of work devoted to something much larger. For Outlander fans, the legacy of Caitríona Balfe and Sam Ewan will always be closely connected to Claire and Jamie. But their reflections, and Ewan's continuing work with My Peak Challenge, reveal another side of that legacy. One built not only on unforgettable television, but also on professionalism, personal growth, community, and the willingness to keep moving forward.